How the nightclub turned me into a Muslim. Oh, I want to hear that story.
When you turn to Google and search for the fastest growing religion, you will find Islam topping the charts.
That's true.
As of speaking today,
Allahu
almost
Akbar.
a quarter of the world's population identify as Muslim, while at the same time is the religion that has been denigrated the most by the media.
Yeah.
Because it's the only religion that acts like the mafia that will kill you.
Isn't that strange? On every corner of the internet, you see people converting to Islam, as well as big influential people and entrepreneurs sharing their stories.
Yeah, like Andrew Tate, he recently also accepted Islam. Then you have also Sneeko, right? And like many more. Like I see like a lot of videos these days, even like about some celebrities. Like I think Angelina Jolie is also one of them, right? And they're like supporting Islam, right? Like a lot of people are having now these days a very positive look even on Islam, even if they're like not Muslim, like some of them. And yeah, may Allah guide them, Ameen. But about like getting a lot of hate for being a Muslim, the media talks bad. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even says this in the Quran, right? Like he already like tells us that they will, like the Jews and the Christians, they will never be pleased with you until you follow their beliefs. And yeah, it was already foretold. Like there's like a lot of hardship. I mean, just look at the first days of Islam when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with the message. Like the Muslims were like, our ummah was even kicked out of freaking Mecca. We had to like go to like Medina and such, right? Like a lot of stuff happened. And it was all because of like people were upset with Islam, right? Those that did not believe. And that's just how it is. Like this world, this dunya is a trial.
People like Andrew Tate.
I believe that Islam is beautiful, and I think it has the solutions to a lot of the problems we're facing in the world today.
Former
Yep.
Dutch
I felt that
politician
way
Johan
before I
van Papen.
reverted.
I decided to write an anti-Islam book, and it ended up me becoming a Muslim.
Allahu
Healthy
Akbar.
vest.
And I genuinely felt something in the mosque that I've never felt anywhere. What a beautiful community, what a beautiful and simple religion.
And this list goes on.
Yeah.
Every year we see an increasing number of Muslims in the population of non-Muslim countries. But how? Today I'm sharing a personal story on how this turned me into this.
Allahu
And
Akbar.
yes, it's a slightly different video than what you're used to see from me on this channel. Normally I just speak about entrepreneurship, mindset, and my business journey.
Yeah,
But I think this topic deserves some time because, yes,
it's important.
I
Yes.
converted to Islam. But let's
Welcome.
rewind and start at the beginning of
May
my
Allah
journey.
keep you
I grew
strong
up
on
like
the
a
deen,
normal
Ameen.
kid, in a normal household, parents with a normal income, a mother, a father, and a sister. But when I was 7 years old, things changed. My parents got divorced. I didn't see my father a lot. My mother had a really hard time managing the situation, financially, emotionally. It wasn't easy as a boy of just 7 years old seeing this.
Yeah, he had like some hardship. And like the sad part about divorces is also like, if there are like kids involved, right, and the parents, they split, like sometimes the mother of that child finds a new guy, and the new guy's like jealous, for example, at like the biological father of the kid, right? And then sometimes it's not the father does not want to see the kid, but the actually new husband or new guy of the mother of that child does not want the child to see the real father sometimes. Like I hear sometimes stories about like families where the kids don't know much about their father, not because their father's not reaching out, but because the new guy that the mother has is a jealous guy. And he doesn't want his wife to have contact with her ex and stuff, and they want to kind of like make the kid believe that he's the father or something, like the stepdad, right? Instead of the real one that actually wants to be in touch. Like there's a lot of jealousy involved when couples split and they have like kids, because like the new partners, they are sometimes very jealous and they're trying to bring like some poison between the relationship between the child and the biological parent and stuff. Like I have heard stories like that. before. Like people are struggling with that these days, even because like the divorce rate is so high. It has just increased recently, and they're like more and more like parents where they have like kids and then they split, and then like new partners appear, and they're turning everything into a living hell for the kids because they make it even harder for the kids to see the biological parents.
Yes.
Like that one parent that's gone.
As a kid, growing up, I went through very impulsive and unwise periods, not making the right decision, hanging out with the wrong people.
Oh,
alcohol
I've been
at a
there
young
too.
age. You could argue that I didn't have the best or most common childhood, but it was necessary to become the man that I am today.
Yeah,
Because struggle makes a man. You
That's
learn
true.
by experience.
yeah, you make mistakes and you reflect on it,
luckily,
and you
I
realize
have a
the
great
wisdom
family
behind
that
your
supports
mistakes.
me, cares about me, loves me, and after all, I still managed to have a very strong bond with my father. And therefore, I now
Alhamdulillah.
say Alhamdulillah, meaning praise be to God.
To God, to Allah.
But how did this happen? Why does this white guy speak Arabic and talk about Islam? Well, good question. In my younger years, I would never ever thought I would become a Muslim one day. But when looking back at my journey, it makes a lot of sense. At 15, 16 years old, I started to turn my emotions and negative experiences slowly into my motivation. I started building my future self. I started reading books, listening to podcasts,
like
going
a
to the gym
self-finding
more
phase.
often, waking up early, etc., etc. I became a lot more conscious of the impact of the bad habits I developed during my younger years.
Yeah.
I knew that if I didn't change these habits, my future wouldn't change either. And during this change, my group of friends started to become smaller and smaller. Some of them thought it was really weird what I was doing.
I've lost almost
but
all
I
my
didn't
friends,
really
so
care because I had this dream in my mind. I became obsessed with growing, learning, and developing myself. While my group of friends started to become smaller, a few friends never left. And someday somebody asked me, "Did you notice that almost all of your friends you have left are Muslim? Why is
wait,
that?"
what?
So I started thinking, and I was like, "Yeah,
Because they have sabr?
Why is that?"
They have sabr,
But
maybe.
the answer was
They're more
very
patient
simple.
with you.
At that age, my Muslim friends were the only ones not drinking, not partying, and while all of the other
same
boys in
habits.
school were talking about how many girls they had.
There's a saying, show me your was it like 5 closest friends, or was there even a number? But it's something like show me your closest friends and I will show you who you are, right? You guys know that saying, like show me your closest friends and I show you who you are. And that is also why Muslims are encouraged, like, don't get this wrong. I'm not saying like you can't have any interaction with non-Muslims, but we are actually in Islam encouraged to have friends that are Muslim too, so they don't have like some sort of haram influence on us, right? Like imagine you're like a practicing Muslim that prays like 5 times a day, right? That follows the deen. You're not having girlfriends, you're staying away from zina and all that stuff, right? And you have like all those friends that are like partying, they're having like bad habits, they're doing zina all the time, right? Like they're gonna have like some negative impact on you, so it's always good to have like clean friends around you. And even if they are not Muslim, like look for those Christians and atheists, if you are a Muslim, that are not doing any sinful acts. Because like you have to protect your deen, you have to stay away from haram. Like we're living in a world where there are like so many fitan. It is insane. Like you look right, you see fitan. You look left, you see fitan. There's like all this haram stuff around us, and it can sometimes be tough as a practicing brother or sister to navigate through all that sin, right? So yeah, make sure you have good friends, and just like it's suggested, try to have Muslim friends. But if for some reason you can't have Muslim friends, then make at least sure that those friends that are not Muslim, that they are good people, that don't have bad habits. So yeah, always double check what kind of friends you have, and make sure they don't have any negative impact on you. Like you don't want, like you can do with them dawah, but don't let them do dawah with you, okay? Like stay on Deen al-Islam, like, because like it's these days like Iman has become like hot coals, right? You're like trying to hold on to the Iman, but you're like almost burning your hands while holding on to it because it has become so difficult. So yeah, stay firm, stay strong, and may Allah protect all of us and let us only die when He's pleased with us. Ameen.
My friends were talking about the universe and the meaning of life. I mean, Muslims that stick to their religion are one of the most disciplined people I've ever seen.
That's
I just
true.
felt really
Facts.
inspired with these people around me. And I never really considered myself an atheist. I always had the feeling that there had to be more than what we can see with our own eyes.
It's your fitra.
I mean, sometimes I just couldn't sleep when I was thinking about how incredibly huge the universe around us is. Just think about it. Most of us live their day-to-day life, working, eating, sleeping.
Yeah, same habits.
But when you take a moment to really think about it, whether you're a Muslim, Christian, an atheist, it's incredible. The scale of the universe, the oceans, the jungles, the animals, big, small.
Yeah, how bees
this
find
is
back to their
all
hives, for
came to
example.
place.
How?
And what are we? What is the meaning of life? So even with these Muslim friends around me, in the beginning my interest was not really focused on the religion itself. It was more their way of life, the brotherhood, the love and respect that slowly shifted my focus to the religion that instilled these traits in them. Still without the idea of thinking I would ever become a Muslim. And this was because I always had the idea that religion was like an old fairy tale that already was disproven by science. But the more and more I started digging into
It's
it,
not
the
disproven.
more I realized I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
So first of all, God, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we Muslims call it,
Mashallah,
is
how he
not
says
just
it.
a man sitting somewhere in the clouds with a magic wand. It's an indescribable force, the singular and all-encompassing power behind the creation what we see around us. And science proves that even the chair that I'm sitting on right now is made of enormously small and fast-moving atoms. This is
Yes.
called quantum mechanics. And if these
very
electronics in it
complex.
would stop moving, atoms would become unstable and I would not be able to sit on this chair.
Yeah,
But
it
what
would
is
break.
the thing that makes these atoms move and stay in its position? You see, what is this force? But I'll not.
And like the whole system of life, like why is there rain? Like why do plants need water and sun to grow? Why is the sun turning? Why are there seasons? How comes a bee can find back to its bee nest even if it travels for a very long distance, like thousands of meters, miles, right? It can still somehow find back, right? Like how are ants forming a colony and they notice who is from the colony, who is not? How do wounds heal? How are even babies made? This like there are like so many like scientific miracles where you're like, wait, what? Like how is that even possible? It's like mind blowing. Like even like a small plant is very complex, not only because of how it grows and how it heals itself when like leaves are damaged or like when new leaves come, but how it also uses the environment to grow, right? Like the UV light, how it's actually transformed into something inside the plant, this and that. Like there's like a lot of crazy stuff where you are thinking this can't be random. Like how come some random events happened and there's now this random system where the sun is going up and down each day, right? Where plants are there. We have complicated insect species like ants, like bees. Like this is all not random. Or how our eye functions and how comes we can create cameras and stuff, but not a single camera is as good as the human eye yet and stuff. Like there are a lot of scientific like wows. I'm just calling them now scientific wows because they are really wow, right? That we can't explain with random things happening. Because this is not by random chance. Like this was invented by our all-knowing creator. And the more you think about the complicated things in nature and even with our human body, like the more you realize there must be a creator behind it, because that can't be random. Like it's not like random. Like if I use my phone and I randomly hit on my freaking table, yeah, maybe the phone will break, sure, but will I create something new? Like can random crashes of certain atoms or molecules or something, can they create something that complicated? There's no way. So I know there's a creator behind all that.
Dive too deep into this, since this video is meant to share my experience, not to convince you. So long story short, for every question I asked, I received a powerful answer when digging more into Islam. And when people nowadays ask me why I became religious, I always say two reasons. One, for the rules and the way of living in this worldly life. We call it dunya in Arabic.
Yep, dunya.
And two, the hereafter,
Akhira.
called Akhira. So let's start with the second one. All life is a test. This is something we can't argue about. It doesn't matter if you want to become the greatest sportsman alive or just live a normal, safe life. We all have to deal with negative experiences. We all have to deal with our emotions, our desires. We will lose people we care about, natural disasters, and so on. We all strive for an abundant life, yet 1 out of 10 people have a burnout. 90% of the adults are too stressed. So whatever you do, you will never be 100% satisfied with this life, because you will be constantly tested. I mean, if you're lucky, you will live 70, maybe 80 years on this planet. It's gone before you know. It's a matter of time. And your clock.
And you're not gonna be also pleased with your accomplishment and achievements, because the son of Adam, you can bring forth a mountain full of riches, right? Like full of diamonds, gold, whatever. And the son of Adam will still ask for more than a mountain full of wealth, right? So that's how it is, guys. Like, I feel like we humans, we are so greedy. Even if we have like $1 million in our bank account, we want 2 million. If we want 2 million, we want 10 million. Same is sometimes even with women. Like, I know guys, they can have like a woman, right? And then they look for like a new woman because they find something interesting in a new woman, and they're never pleased with anything. Like I had, for example, I have a friend. I have a good example, okay? I have one friend, he's a not Muslim, and I have 2 examples about him. First example is he got a very good job, and he praised his job. And after a half year, he came to me, and I asked him, how's your job? And he said he already wants a new job. So I asked him, why? Yeah, because I feel like I don't earn enough. And I said, but wait, you just had a job before, now you got a new job where you earn more? Now you want another job again so you can earn more and have like a better environment again? Wait, you were not pleased with one job, now you have the other job that you said a half year ago is better than yours? And now you want a new job again with more money and an even better environment? Like, dude, you keep asking for more and more instead of being stable in something that you at least partially enjoy, right? Because you don't know if the next thing will be even worse. It can even be worse than what you have before, but you're craving for it. You have like some greed already, right? I mean, go for it, see if you can get this new job and try it, but really think if you want this job. That's what I told him. And then, sometime later, he had a haram girlfriend, right? I mean, he's not a Muslim, so for him it's not haram, but it is haram. And he actually complained about something that made me laugh, actually, like really. So he has like this girlfriend, and he praised her, said, she's so much more beautiful than the one I had in the past. She has like this beautiful look, right? Like eyes, this and that. And you know what's like funny? He came to me sometime after he announced he has a girlfriend, and that was like about like 1 year later only. So he has like 1 year haram relationship. And then he tells me something that made me laugh, right? So his girlfriend has blonde hair. And he said he wants to have a girlfriend now that has brown hair. I was like, subhanallah, wait, what? He complained only about the hair color of his freaking haram girlfriend because he wants one that has a different hair color because now he likes brown hair. Subhanallah, I was so shocked. Like, how comes? You praise someone, like you're happy with it, you say to me, right? You know, it's haram, it puts you to hellfire, but you are not believing you, so you're going to hell anyway. But you come to me and you complain about the color of the hair of someone you are with because now you like another hair color. Like, what the? First it's the job, and now it's the hair color of your haram relationship. Like, I was thinking this guy's going crazy. Like, I even told him, dude, you need Allah in your life. Like, seriously, you need freaking Allah. Like, this is insanity. But anyway, yeah, let's continue here.
Okay, sticking. So do mine. Shouldn't there be more than just this? At least I would like to believe that. But since this life is a test, just like an exam in school, there's also a final judgment. This is why Muslims, Christians, and Jews around the world are so disciplined and strict to their religion. And this also brings me back to my first reason, the rule and the way of living in this dunya, this worldly life. Religion provides a manual, and for me it's the Quran. Islam offers comprehensive guidance for all aspects in life, including family, marriage, finance, health, and so on. It gives me a great feeling to build a family and raise my children with love, spiritual guidance, common principles, and way of living. Nowadays we put so many different ideologies in people's mind that families are not united anymore. Divorce rates are going skyrocket, the youth is doing drugs, losing their virginity at 30, 40, 15 years old.
Oh, I know a
dancing,
horrible
twerking
story
on
of
TikTok
someone
to get
here.
the most views. Crime rates are increasing each year. The rich become richer, the poor become poorer. This whole system is fucked. Everyone acts upon what feels
not
best
good
for them, not for the people around them. Several years ago, when religion was more common, you had to uphold your family name. Respect your parents. Everyone was dressed properly. The husband had
to
work
protect
his
face.
ass off so the wife didn't have to work and could take care of the children and the household. The whole morality has changed.
There was no
And
feminism.
when you believe life is a test and you will be judged upon that, all you can do is focus on good deeds.
Yeah.
Be an inspiration, spreading love, helping people. And this is what my religion teaches me. When I die, the only thing I will be judged upon is my deeds.
Yes.
Not the materialistic things, not the girls, not the houses, not the big business.
Those will all go
but
to
the
other
impact,
people when you
the love,
pass.
the connection, the good intent, the good deeds. So this was my personal story I wanted to share with you today. And if you made it to the end, I want to thank you for listening. Honestly, I appreciate that.
May Allah keep you
Hope to
strong
see
on
you
the
in
deen and
next video.
protect you.
Assalamu
Ameen.
alaikum. Bye bye.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yo, that's an interesting story. And like there's some similarities with my story, and I'm still thinking like when I should make like a video about like how I became a Muslim, because my story is so crazy long that I'm like, oh, should I make a video? It's going to be probably way longer than this one even. So I have to like think about how can I keep this as short as possible, but at the same time deliver as not enough information as possible so you understand it. Because I've been through multiple stages to become a Muslim, and it has also to do with one of my childhood friends dying. Like I lost a friend that I had back in the day, ever since primary school. And this made me also think about life a lot. Like, this reminds me now of Abu Taymiyyah, right? Because he had also similar experiences on his way to Islam, how he lost someone and this actually increased his deen, his iman. I faced such situation too. But yo, I congratulate Thom J. Defiled? No, not defiled. Defiled? I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'm just calling you Thom, okay? I'm sorry for saying it wrong, but Thom, may Allah protect you, keep you strong on the deen. Ameen. Like, seriously. Thank you for making such inspirational video that's like motivating so many also. I read through here this comment section, like, this is really nice what people are saying here and stuff about him also. Like, it's very inspiring for sure. Definitely thumbs up here. And yeah, you have to be careful these days. There's like a lot of fitan around here, and like I feel like we are being tested more and more as time passes, right? As time goes on, because wisdom and knowledge is decreasing. These days it's like getting harder and harder for like Muslims to actually keep up with the deen. Like there are like so many Muslims in the world right now that are unfortunately like off the deen right now, and we have to try our best to bring them back, like back to the right path, right? Be kind to one another, respect each other, help each other as much as we can. And yeah, if you help someone and you take away his worry or her worry, like Allah will also take something from your worries or from your bad deeds away, right? Like you can cleanse your bad deeds with good deeds. Like you have scales, right? And if you go to like Akhira and you have like scales, you have like your bad deeds, your good deeds on the scale, right? And you always want your good deeds to be more than your bad deeds. But every son of Adam is a sinner, right? So you're never going to be sin-free. So the challenge is to have more good things, more good deeds in this life than bad deeds. So you can actually use some of the good deeds to erase the bad ones. And definitely also do tawbah. Like do a lot of tawbah. Ask Allah for forgiveness. Because we all have our bad phases sometimes in life, or where there are like certain times we are not doing what we should, right? So we should always seek the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's very important. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content. And I will see you guys next time.